Supporting the development of literacy in the early years and even before children begin school means that they can start their formal education on a good footing.
They worked alongside us, they held our hand on the beginning of the journey.
Literacy in the early years is closely linked with graduation academic achievement.
Able to attract people that we probably wouldn't have thought of or wouldn't have been able to get ourselves, and attract sponsorship and certainly develop the whole of community feel in a way that we may not have been able to do ourselves and certainly wouldn't have had the time to do.
Now we feel as though we do know people.
The Reading Bug project promotes a whole of community approach to encouraging children to read in the early years. So the project begins with a launch that celebrates the discovery of a reading bug egg whose health and well-being and growth depends on people reading to it. So the program then involves members of the local community going onto the school or childcare campus and reading to children in the presence of the egg. And in our case, it was people such as staff from the local veterinary clinic, reading to the children. It was local businesses such as the lady from the post office, it was parents, the local groundsman, and then of course you can have special guests such as footballers from the Broncos Leagues Club.
Your brain, if you think your brain is a muscle, it needs exercise. So by reading, you're exercising your brain, and it's going to help you recognise all these words in the book, and then you'll make this egg grow too. So keep on reading each night, every night.
There were people out there who weren't their parents who were still interested in what they were doing. Getting the local person from the post office to come in and read and talk about reading. It didn't need to be the superstars like the Broncos players who came and spoke about brain power and the importance of exercising the brain, which was just as important as exercising the muscles. But it was the little things of the smaller people who they see all the time, and them having the opportunity to talk as well, I think was really beneficial.
This activity promotes reading to children and teaches them that reading is not only fun, but a normal day-to-day activity that everyone enjoys. Then at the end of the program, the hatching of the reading bug is celebrated during another community event, and after spending time with the children, the reading bug leaves, and perhaps next year a new reading bug egg is discovered.
Would you like to read to another reading bug and egg and see what would happen?
As we know, language and literacy development is not just about what happens at school. It's reflected in the environment that young children grow up in. It's about their families, their early childhood settings, their local neighbourhood. In this case, the school and childcare centre is within a highly diverse community where adult literacy levels range from being literate to very poor to nil. So as soon as I became aware that partners wanted to take a holistic approach to raising literacy and language levels in this environment, I could see that the Reading Bug project was a wonderful fit within this dynamic.
Probably the most important thing has been the relationship that's been built with the childcare centre. And so working with them in those early literacy skills and developing a partnership where we work together to achieve educational outcomes and develop those literacy skills that are so important and so vital for future learning, I think that's been one of the most beneficial aspects of this program.
Well, it's been promoting literacy in the children, and then they go home and talk about it. So to me that promotes literacy at home too.
One of the things I enjoy about my work is that I look across the landscape to identify stakeholders that share the same intention about making a difference in a particular area. And sometimes those stakeholders as individuals don't realise that about each other, or they don't know that those particular stakeholders even exist and could be supportive of their aims and objectives. So what I enjoy in taking a partnership approach is that alliances are formed sometimes that wouldn't normally have been formed at all. And I enjoy supporting that collaboration between multiple stakeholders as they share expertise and resources.
The Birth to Four hub at Cannavale Community College is a hub that connects the college with our community. We've got a number of non-English speaking community members and English speaking community members, and it's a time and a place where we can connect those people and engage with them and offer them some support through what we've started as a playgroup. Is the first stage of what we hope is many support services that we can offer.
Decided to support setting up the hub because there was a clear need in the community. Children were entering prep with low English literacy skills, and there was 30% of students had English as a second language. And also importantly, the school staff were quite passionate and proactive about addressing this need. The advantages of a community hub is that it's an early intervention model, it's sustainable, it's flexible, and it can evolve to address the changing needs of a community.
The college always had a vision that we wanted to be not just a prep to year 12 college, but a birth to year 12 college. So the vision was always there. The willingness to connect with the community and community services for our families was always there. But I suppose the challenge for us was, how do we gather these people together to support us? So through a workshop that we attended, we were able to connect with the Smith Family Partnership Brokers, and they brought the people together. They worked alongside us. They held our hand on the beginning of the journey.
The best part about being a partnership broker is the flexibility you have within your role to address the needs identified in the community, as well as the passionate people you meet along the way who really want to help young people.
I had a reading egg, I'd put it back in the sea, wait for it to hatch, then it would come back up and I'd take it home and then I could read to it all day long. And I had a reading egg that I